Today's video is brought to you by Beautiful Halo. Thank you so much for sponsoring me, first of all. And if you guys would like some good quality anime merch, you can go to Beautiful Halo, link in the description below. And on your next $49 plus order, you can get 5% off with the code MEME. And if it's $99 plus, you can get 10% off with the same code MEME. MEME. Anywho, roll the intro. Shout out to my guy letting me use this video idea, and go subscribe to him. And peace. Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is what if Naruto was raised by Akame. And this is a crossover what if, and it may be different from a lot of my other ones, but of course it's quite different. Anyway, of course, we begin this what if with Akame walking through the deserts, the endless deserts of her world, after the beautiful ending of Akame ga Kill. You know what I mean. I'm not going to spoil anything. You gotta go watch it yourself. It's so nice. It's so nice. He hurts so much from how nice it was, and I have tears in my eyes from how beautiful it was. Like, I have never seen such beautiful anime in my life. Like, bro, you don't understand. Like, you don't understand. You don't fucking understand. If you want to fucking understand, go fucking watch it, fam. You want to watch it? Go watch it. You don't want to watch it? Well, you won't understand how beautiful of a thing that is. The people who have watched it, they are my guys. I will respect them forever. Or, if you're a woman, I will respect you like I always do. I respect women. Anywho, of course, she was walking through the endless deserts of, her world. And, Akame was there to find, to actually, go to the place where her sword was made and get rid of the curse that she had on her. Of course, that is the sequel to Akame ga Kill, which is basically a manga. It's not animated yet, but of course I haven't been keeping up with it for a full year now, or maybe even two, near enough 2 years. But it's because like, you can't compare, and Akame is not the main character anymore, so I already know what's gonna happen, just like what's happening to Naruto, of course. Anyway, now Akame was walking through this, and of course, from the distance she saw a light, and and she was in a sandstorm too, so she was actually walking towards it, thinking that it was some kind of tavern or something in the middle of nowhere. But anyway, of course, once she arrives, she actually gets sucked into it, and she completely, of course, she lost consciousness, and she woke up somewhere else. She woke up in a forest, and this forest was quite something that she's never seen before. But of course, Akame, being 2 million motherfucking IQ, she's like, all right, that was no tavern, that was some kind of portal. And remember, the Imperial arms allowed a lot of things, and so she thought it was the something to do with the fight against the Royal Imperial arms and Incursio, and the amount of power which created which shook the world in her in her mind. But anyway, now of course she was walking for days now, and she found her way out. Of course, once she came out, she saw the light, the sunlight, and she then saw gates, gates to a village from far away, and so she walks in. Of course, they think that she's just a visitor, and Akame just says that she came to visit, and they ask what village she comes from, and she tells them that she comes from a town, and they just let her in without asking too many questions, because she doesn't seem too suspicious. She just seems like someone who has just a sword, and they ask about, and basically Akame is that you never know. I need to protect myself. And Akame, during her journey here, she has seen a lot of people, and she asked around. Of course, it's actually been like 5 days since she's been here, and she asked people around, and People were laughing at her, saying that you're clueless about everything, but this is a world is full of ninjas. You don't understand. And basically, Akame then understood a bit of it. But of course, this was 4 years after, the attack on the village. Anywho, of course, Akame didn't have any money or anything, so she just walks in, and in the end, she is walking around. Of course, it's been a few hours, and now it's sunset, and she's sitting on a bench in a park. Of course, she was just looking at the children play while they're having fun, and she just smiles and says, "I just hope my world everything's like this." And of course, now Naruto comes in and asks if he can play with them, but they all start, bullying him, saying that they don't want to play with the kid like him. And Akame raises an eyebrow and says, "What's wrong with that one?" And of course, then Naruto asks them one more time, and they get pissed off and they start, bullying Naruto, actually abusing him. Naruto then falls to the ground, and they start punching him and kicking him. And then their parents arrive, and their parents just tell them to come back and don't, get close to that kid. And Akame overheard this, and she's like, "What's wrong with these people?" And of course, she doesn't know why people hate Naruto. But anyway, of course, now Naruto was on the floor, actually bleeding from his nose, from his lip too, and crying on the ground while looking at the sky, at the clouds. Then Akame actually comes over to Naruto and bends over and, well, goes to her knees. Well, not to her knees, like she just she lowers herself to meet Naruto's face, and basically she just looks at Naruto. Naruto says, "Please don't hurt me." And of course, because Akame had like an apathetic look in her eyes, and after all, Akame is like someone who, she's just 16 years old, but of course she is someone who killed a lot in her life. And at this point, she's seen a lot of people, a lot of her friends, family, and have a happy ending except for her. And she's depressed because of that. Anywho, I'm not going to spoiler Comic Kill. I hope you all enjoy it. Go on, it's only 24 episodes, and it's an amazing anime. In fact, if I were to put in the top 10, probably top 5 or top 6. It cannot be under a top 7. Top 5 is highballing it, but if I just purely from the fact, from everything that I watched, it's top 6. But if I were to lowball it, it'd be the worst anime that I've ever watched, because it's too happy. It's just too happy. Anyway, Akame then, wipes the tears off of Naruto's face, and, she picks him up and puts him on her back. And of course, Naruto then asks, "What are you doing?" And basically, Akame then says, "Where do you live? I'll take you home. You're hurt." And, Naruto's like, "You don't have to do this, miss, please. People are going to stop thinking bad of you because you're helping me." Of course, now, Akame says, "I don't really care what people think about me. It doesn't matter to me. After all, you're hurt, and I should be helping you. The adults here really are ignorant, aren't they?" And of course, now, Akame takes Naruto home, and she actually, bandages him up. And yeah, Naruto then asks Akame why she's so kind, and Akame then just says that she felt really bad for Naruto, and she doesn't see what he did wrong. And of course, now Naruto then asks where she lived, and Akame says that she doesn't have a home. And Naruto then says that she can stay in his home, and basically he'll just sleep on the floor. And Akame then says, "No, it's fine. I'll sleep on the floor." And Naruto then just says, "No, you'll sleep on the bed." But of course, they argue about this a bit, because Naruto's trying to be polite to the person that pretty much saved him, and saved him from a lot of pain walking home. He's hurt. But anyway, of course, now in the end, they end up sleeping in the same bed. But anyway, of course, the next morning, Naruto wakes up to see Akame actually trying to cook something. And Akame is not the best at cooking, but of course she learned quite a bit. But anyway, of course, now she cooked a bit of food, of course, from the little ingredients she had. But anyway, of course, Naruto woke up and saw Akame waiting for him, and of course Akame tells him to wash up, and Naruto enjoyed the food. Anyway, this is the first time Naruto has ever had home cooked meals other than pot ramen. And Akame asks why he only has pot noodles and everything, and Naruto says that he doesn't know how to cook, and basically then she asks, are your parents out? And basically Naruto then just looks down and says, I don't know. I don't know where my parents are. I don't know why I'm so different from others. And of course, then Akame raises an eyebrow and asks Naruto, are you perhaps an... And of course, as she says that, a knock at the door, they hear a knock at the door, and, you know, Naruto and Akame go together to open the door, and it's the Hokage. The Hokage then asks, oh, who may you be? And of course, now Akame then just actually responds by greeting him inside, and basically, Naruto then says that she is a really kind woman that helped him, when he was hurt yesterday. And basically then Akame asks Naruto to, go out for a bit while she explains everything to the Hokage. And of course, Akame doesn't know who he is, and the Hokage explains everything to Akame after Akame explained herself, because the Hokage was worried for Naruto. Who knows if Akame may be a spy from another village to find out who Naruto is, or who the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki is now. But anyway, of course, the Hokage gave Akame the benefit of the doubt, and Akame then even said that she'd work for the village if she was able to look after Naruto. And Akame, during the night, she actually thought of it, and thought through. And since she really doesn't have a purpose in this in this world, she actually decided to help out Naruto. And the Hokage says, you don't have to work for us, but I want you to promise on your life you will not hurt Naruto, or I will kill you myself. Understood? And Akame then says, yes, I understand. But of course, Akame could literally one-shot everyone. And the Hokage asks, what is that sword? And basically Akame then says that it's something that she uses to protect herself if someone attacks her. And she explains that that sword is something that she used to use, and she was part of a revolution in her world, and basically explains everything. And how happy ending that happy ending that happened in Akame ga Kill Benny. Of course, the Hokage then says, I shall get you a stable job. Of course, you'll have to work, and if you really want to look after Naruto, I hope you do your best. After all, they do hate Naruto. And basically, the Hokage has explained, why people hate Naruto. And basically, Akame then glares at the Hokage and says, do you hate Naruto? And basically, the Hokage then just smiles, says, literally being truthful, saying, no, I do not. I don't believe Naruto deserves any of this. In fact, I would want to adopt Naruto myself, but I'm too old and I do not have the time for this. After all, the villages are against each other, and if I dedicate too much time to Naruto and not to the village, we might get attacked, and we may be vulnerable. Anywho, I shall be leaving. And here, this is Naruto's salary. Well, not salary, more like monthly. Basically the money he needs a month. But anyway, of course, Akame then says, is this how he's been living for the past 4 years? And of course, the Hokage then says, no, I've raised him for a few years, but I don't have the time anymore. Of course, now he lives alone. I don't want this for Naruto, but of course, it's for the greater good. And of course, Akame then says, oh well, I'll take care of him. I'll train him too if you want me to. And of course, the Hokage says you don't have to go that far. Naruto wants to become strong on his own anyway, so he'll come to the villages academy. And basically, Akame is like, all right then. But anyway, Naruto then returns home a few hours later with a few scratches again, and Akame then says, hey Naruto, do you want me to become your mom? And basically Naruto's like, huh? And Akame then says, I've seen that I've heard from the Hokage that you're not the same as others, of course, but how about I become your mom? Of course, then Naruto, just broke down, saying, you don't have to, people are just going to hate you for it. And basically Akame says that there's no way she cares. And in the end, she wipes off Naruto's tears again. And Naruto's like, are you sure about this? And Akame is like, I've never been more sure. And of course then she actually just hugs Naruto. And Naruto, being happy about this, really finds his true self. He finally understands what love is. And and now Naruto, after he finished his hug, he then asked Akame what that sword is for, and basically Akame then says that, I'll tell you one day, but of course not right now. But anywho, now Naruto, of course, talking to Akame for the rest of the day, and Akame, of course, making him they both went out shopping, for Naruto to get some clothes, and Akame to get a few new clothes because these clothes are ragged by now because of her journey. But anywho, now, of course, Naruto and Akame, after buying new clothes and buying groceries, Akame starts cooking. Akame realized that she needs to get way better cooking, especially because she wants to, be a good mother for Naruto, someone that Naruto will always remember, even if Akame one day was to die. And of course, now a month has passed, and Naruto and Akame have uh, uh grown closer to each other, and Akame then asks Naruto what his dream is, and basically Naruto then says that his dream is to become acknowledged by the village, and basically then Akame says, really, then do you want me to help you out? And of course, Naruto then asks what does she mean, and basically Akame says that she can train him herself, and Naruto then asks how she doesn't look like a fighter, and basically Akame then starts laughing, saying, do you really think your mother is that weak? And basically Naruto's like, no, 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 of course, because Akame does sometimes shout at Naruto, she does tend to discipline Naruto when he needs it, but of course now, oh sorry, that was me trying to color in my pillow with a pencil, and with mechanical one. But anyway, of course, Naruto and Akame come to an agreement where that Akame will train Naruto 5 times a week, and the other 2 days they will spend together, just as parent and child. Of course, Naruto was really ecstatic to do something with Akame, where he gets closer to her. But anyway, of course, Naruto begins his training here, and Akame actually buys Naruto his own sword, a katana, and Naruto is not too good with it. Of course, Akame has to buy her own new katana because she doesn't want to scratch Naruto and kill him because of of course, she doesn't want to use Murasame on Naruto and kill him. And she loves Naruto because she's come to understand that Naruto really doesn't deserve any of this, and only because he got the Naruto sealed inside of him. But anyway, of course, here Naruto and Akame, while walking towards a hill, they actually bump into two people. Of course, it's actually uh, Saki and her mother, and here Saki will be Sasuke's sister, and yeah, of course Saki and Mikoto were going shopping, and Naruto and come and bumped into them, and they both bowed and said sorry, we were really sorry, we didn't mean to do this, and Mikoto says it's fine, it's fine, and basically she sees that Naruto is with Akame, and basically Akame is actually working at a flower shop, and yeah, whatever. And of course, she's seen her sometimes, and she's talked to Akame, and Akame greets Miss Mikoto, and basically says, "How you doing today?" And Mikoto then says, "Oh, fine. And may I know what you're doing with him?" And uh, Akame then explains that Naruto is her son, and basically Mikoto's eyes wide, and she's like, wait, what? I saw you're 16, and basically, Akame just has, those anime faces, where she's like, is there a problem with it? Like, literally, she's like, what? And, she's like, what? What's the problem? He's my son. Don't try it. And of course, now, Naruto was just looking at Saki, and Saki was looking at Naruto, and Naruto waves, and Saki just smiles, and Naruto for the first time doesn't get that one glare from a kid. But anyway, now Naruto and Kame finally come to the hill that they were meant to train in, and this is a hill where Kame actually came to on her first ever day in the village. But anyway, of course, Mikoto looked back while they were actually walking, and she was really happy for Naruto. Of course, she knows who Naruto's mother is, Kushina, and she died. And she's happy that Naruto has someone to trust, in, and to rely on. Anywho, Now, of course, Akame and Naruto go to the hill and begin their training. And Naruto asks what he needs the sword for, and Akame says that, well, she uses a sword, and so she can teach Naruto how to use a sword properly. And of course, Naruto then asks Akame why she can't use her actual sword and she had to buy a new one, and just saying, um, Akame does have a job, like I said multiple times. Well, I said it once. But anyway, now, of course, Akame says that that sword is something that she shouldn't use against anyone other than enemies, because that sword can kill and basically easily. And Naruto asks what does she mean by that, and basically she says that one day she'll explain, and maybe one day that sword might be his. Of course, now Naruto gets really excited, since he finally gets to train with Akame, his basically mother now. But anywho, of course, now Akame has no mercy in Naruto's training, and she puts him through hell. Naruto trains with Akame every single day from noon to all the way night, and then they go home. But of course, during this time, Akame has been seeing Naruto improve a lot, and so she realized that Naruto can't really just do swordsmanship, but just use a sword, especially because this is a world of ninjas, and they will find ways around Naruto's sword. And so she goes to the Hokage and asks if there are any things Naruto can learn other than swordsmanship by himself, while she can look after him. And then the Hokage says that, well, he needs an actual teacher. He can't just learn them on his own. And basically Akame then says all right, and then she goes home. Of course, she's still searching for a teacher, but remember, Akame is 16, and she bumps into someone, and that someone is Kakashi. And just saying, Kakashi is when Naruto was born, Kakashi was 14. So Naruto, since he's 4 now, Kakashi would be 18. So there isn't much of a gap here, and I'm sure you guys can tell where I'm going with this. But anyway, of course, Akame sees Kakashi, and Kakashi was flabbergasted, and it's like, who may you be? Because Kakashi does not know a lot of the people from the village, and this is someone that he hasn't seen in the village. And Akame says that she's new to the village, and she's sorry that she bumped into him. And basically Kakashi says, no, it's my fault. But anyway, of course, now Kakashi was actually charmed by her. But anywho, of course, Akame goes home, and Kakashi actually follows her home, and she sees that, well, he sees that Akame actually went into Naruto's home, something that he knew himself when Naruto lived. But anywho, of course, he was confused, and so he went to the Hokage and asked about this, and the Hokage told him everything. And the Hokage actually had an idea, since Akame came today, to actually ask if Naruto can learn ninjutsu, not just swordsmanship, since she doesn't know how to do ninjutsu. She doesn't know how to use chakra. She can only do she's only a samurai, but she is pretty much one of the deadliest people in the Leaf Village right now, especially because of Murasame. But anywho, of course, now the Hokage asks Kakashi if he can train Naruto, and basically Kakashi is like, what does he mean? And basically he tells him that Akame has actually been training Naruto while taking care of him. But anyway, of course, Kakashi then accepts, saying that he'll gladly do it. And not only does he get to know Akame, but also he gets to get closer to the son that his sensei left behind. Anyways, of course, the next day Naruto and Akame were training, and it's been a few weeks since Naruto began his training, and Naruto has actually improved a lot. His physical abilities are much stronger. He's stronger than a normal 4-year-old, that's for sure. But anyway, of course, Kakashi arrived and asked what they were doing, and Akame then says that, oh, you're the guy that I bumped into you a few days ago. And Kakashi says, oh, it's you again. And basically he apologizes for the night before, and Akame just says it's fine. And she tells him about what they were doing, that they were training. And Kakashi says that what kind of training are they doing? And basically Akame says that, well, she doesn't know anything else except for swordsmanship, and so she has to teach him swordsmanship. And now Kakashi then asks if he if she would like him to help her out too. And she asks who she is, because remember, Akame is not you know too know well, of course she doesn't know too much about the village, but Kakashi explains that he's Kakashi, of the Sharingan. And basically she knows that much. She knows a few ninjas that are known in the village, and Kakashi is one of them. And yeah, of course, she's glad that Kakashi would actually help out. And Kakashi, not only is he doing this to help out Naruto, but also to get closer to Akame, especially because he has a crush on her already. But anyway, of course, over time Naruto now has two teachers, not only his mother but also Kakashi. But anyway, Kakashi has taught Naruto how to use well, he taught him how to use his chakra well, so chakra control. And he taught him how to use the body flicker, and also some shadow clones. It's been a year, and Naruto knows the shadow clone jutsu. He has lightning and wind release. And Kame has now become 17, while Naruto has become 5. And Kakashi is now 19. Anywho, of course, Akame and Kakashi got a lot closer than what they initially were, but of course they were happy that they actually met each other. But anywho, of course, even Akame started, she started having feelings for Kakashi. And basically one day while they were actually walking home, Akame asked Kakashi if he has and a girlfriend or anything. And this is a bit of a sad story, but of course a side, not sad story, a side story. And Kakashi replies by saying no. And basically Akame then says, oh, that's a relief, and basically then goes home. And Kakashi's like, oh, okay, bye. And basically then while he was walking home, he's like, wait, did she say it was a relief? Wait, no way. And of course, once Akame came home, she saw Naruto, who was actually sleeping on the sofa. And he was actually tired from just playing around. And Naruto didn't have to train today because he had there was nothing to do. And still, Naruto doesn't have many friends. He only has 2 friends now. Well, he made friends, which is good. And Akame is happy for Naruto. He made 2 friends called Shikamaru and Choji. And anywho, of course, now Akame came home and woke him up, and told him that she may have an interest in Kakashi. And basically Naruto says, oh, well, I already knew that. And basically Akame is like, wait, what do you mean? And basically Naruto then says, you are making it pretty obvious. And Kakashi sensei was doing it too. But anywho, I guess you guys were clueless about each other's feelings. But anywho, I wish you the best. And Akame then says it's nothing to laugh at. And basically she's kind of embarrassed, how a kid could tell that they liked each other, while she couldn't tell if Kakashi liked her. But anywho, now that she knows that maybe Kakashi likes her, maybe Naruto could be wrong, but she takes his advice, and maybe it's true. But anywho, of course, now a few more years pass, and Akame has finally got together with Kakashi. Naruto is now 9, and he already started the academy. And he still trains with them every day. And of course, now Akame and Kakashi and Naruto actually live together. Naruto finally has a family, and he's happy for it. And now one day he actually went home to see that Akame wasn't home. And so he actually went out and found her outside. Of course, she was actually surrounded by Anbu ninjas, and basically Akame didn't know what was happening. And Naruto actually had a scroll with his sword in it. And Akame asks what's going on. And basically Danzo, now that he found out about Akame's true origins, he wants her to join the Anbu, since the Hokage did tell him, not her, about Akame being a mercenary basically, and she's pretty OP according to her. And of course Danzo needs more people in the Anbu, and so he really wants stronger people, for example like Akame, and he wants to test her. But of course Akame declines. And Danzo says, it's in your best interests you accept, or maybe we'll have to go for your beloved family. And basically Akame then glares at Danzo says, do not get my family into this. And of course, Danzo has found out that Akame has been taking care of Naruto, and now Akame is getting pretty pissed, and she doesn't have a sword. She would like to kill him with some Murasame. Man, was about to say Samahara, but anyway, now of course Naruto, there were a few Anbu, and just saying, this was a little bit of the village that wasn't too known to others, and just saying, the Uchiha massacre still happened, and Naruto still has only two friends. But anyway, of course now, of course Saki, who was actually walking, past this part of the village, and just saying, she got separated from Sasuke, but anywho, they still talk to each other, they're still brothers and sisters. But anywho, of course, she was walking past and she saw this commotion and she got scared, so she was just hiding. But of course, then she sees Naruto, and Naruto then screams, "What are you doing to my mom?" And basically, as he says that, he comes in with his sword, and the Anbi tried to stop Naruto, but Naruto is much stronger than this Anbi for some reason, and Naruto is too, like, literally OP as hell right now. But anyway, Naruto was able to take one Anbu out. Of course, not killing him. He was actually able to just make him lose enough blood to actually make him unconscious. But anywho, then Naruto just glares at them and lets out his bloodlust, and Akame then sees how strong Naruto has gotten, and she's like, oh my, maybe I trained him a bit too hard. And then the Anbu actually attacked Naruto, and Naruto used the lightning blade. Yes, Naruto, I'm joking, not the lightning blade. He actually added lightning to his blade, which then he cut through one of the Anbu, and the Anbu got electrocuted, and he was on the floor paralyzed. But of course, now Danzo says, let's go. It's too dangerous. You never know what this what this one could do. And of course, Naruto has shown skill and finesse with the sword and the ninjutsu, that ninjutsu from his basically Kakashi, and swordsmanship from his mother Akame. Anywho, Akame was really happy with Naruto's progress, and she said, "Naruto, thank you." And basically, Naruto says, "Anything for you, mom." And of course now, Naruto sees Tsuki, well, not Tsuki, Saki, hiding behind the bush, and Naruto says, "You don't need to be scared, they're gone, you can come out now." And Saki then says, "I'm sorry, I didn't help." And basically Naruto's like, "It's fine." And of course, then he walks off, with Akame, and Akame was really happy with Naruto, and so she was going to treat Naruto not only with a good dinner, but she was going to give him something different. And once all of them got home, Kakashi, Naruto, and the rest were actually talking to each other, and Kakashi was pretty pissed off of what happened today, but he can't really do anything. It's Danzo after all. But of course, now they were just laughing it off, and basically, Akame then brings up the fact that Naruto, deserves something, and basically Naruto's like, "It's fine, it was just my duty to protect my mom." And of course now Akame decides to give him Murasame, and basically Akame then tells Naruto that this is something that he cannot use on anyone, and only to use it when it's needed. And basically she explains everything about Murasame, and Naruto kind of gets scared at first. He's like, such a strong weapon, are you sure you want to give it to me? And basically Akame just smiles and says, "Just take it, it's not like I'm ever going to be using it again. After all, I'm just a housewife now." And basically Akame, Naruto's like, "Housewife?" And basically then Akame and Kakashi decide to tell Naruto what's happening. And basically Akame and Kakashi were getting together. Yes, of course, Naruto was so ecstatic that he started jumping around, and basically he's like, "So wait, can I call you dad?" And basically Kakashi then just smiles, and he actually takes his mask off for the first time. I'm joking, not for the first time, but of course, having his mask off, they all hug each other. But anywho, after this, Naruto, the wedding happened, and the Hokage even congratulated the two. And just saying, Naruto's 9, so it's been 5 years since Akame is here, and since Kakashi was 18 when Akame came. Now he is 23. Yes, I had to do some maths there, and Akame is 21. Anywho, of course, Naruto's training wasn't over though. Kakashi then actually said to him that he needs to train, and basically Akame tells him that even though now he has some Murasame, I'm so confused with the two swords. Benny, she says that she wants to teach Naruto a few techniques and her trump card. Of course, since now Naruto is the owner of Murasame, she tells him everything about it and all the techniques that Murasame could do, all the things that Murasame could do easily, and Naruto spends the next 3 years, and just saying Naruto could really pass the academy easily, but he's still trying to make friends. And he made a new friend. The only new friend that he's made over these 4 years was Saki. Saki, after seeing how strong Naruto is, she asked she really found an interest in Naruto, and she really wanted to be friends with him. But anywho, now of course Naruto and anywho, now after this, Naruto graduated and still, uh, well, of course, Akame has told Naruto about everything, like how Murasame can kill someone just by even scratching them. But of course, Naruto actually seals it away in a scroll and says that he'll be using the sword that she bought him all those years back, and it's still in perfect conditions because Naruto hasn't been using it much. But anywho, of course, you know both Akame and Naruto just keep training together until the day Naruto gets put in Team 7. Team 7 was made out of the two two Chihas and Naruto, and of course Sakura was actually replacing Kiba in Team 8. Anywho, now of course Naruto and Sasuke and Saki. Naruto and Saki were friends, but of course Sasuke still found Naruto as a loser, and basically Kakashi was still their team leader since Kakashi has a Sharingan, and basically Naruto didn't really mind it, even better for him. But of course now since Naruto already knew Kakashi, he wasn't too fussed about him coming this this late. But anywho, of course now anywho, of course, Team 7, Saki didn't really know about Naruto's family or anything, but she knew that Naruto had a childhood of getting bullied and everything, but Naruto persevered. And anywho, now, of course, when they were taken to the roof, they were asked what the dreams were. Naruto, of course, he actually began with Sasuke, and Sasuke says that he doesn't, his one, is not a dream but it will be reality, and he says that he will destroy a certain someone. And then Saki was next, and she said that her dream is to find out someone destroyed her family, and she didn't say who. And yeah, now of course Naruto was next, and Naruto just says that he wants to protect his family and just be the best person he can, and one day become Hokage. Anywho, now Naruto and Kakashi actually tells them about tomorrow having a test, and even Naruto doesn't know about this, and he was confused. He raised an eyebrow, and then he told them that they can go home, and Naruto and Kakashi went the same way, which Saki had noticed, but she didn't pay too much attention to it. And basically Naruto and Kakashi went to the hill that they usually train in with Akame. Anywho, now of course they were all training, and now Kakashi and Akame did tell Naruto that tomorrow he won't get any breakfast, and basically Naruto's like, but why? And basically it's for the test, and now of course this is all for experience, in case one day they'll have to actually fight against enemy ninjas, and imagine he's in a war and he can't eat. He needs to be ready for anything. Anywho, now of course Akame wishes luck to Naruto the next morning, and Naruto goes off on his own, and Kakashi this time actually still comes late as usual, and Naruto was hungry but he wasn't too fussed about it. Anywho, now after this Naruto and Team 7 actually were explained he explained what the bell test was about, and in the end Saki actually asks why there are only two bells, and just saying, Saki is pretty strong. She actually has both you know, a two Tomoe Sharingan, and yeah. Anywho, now of course Naruto and the rest scatter, and basically Naruto actually goes to, you know, Saki, explaining, already knowing what the test is all about. He actually understood straight away after, you know, Kakashi said that only two people will be passing, and you know, he realized that, you know, all of them will have to work together to pass. Not only two of them will be passing. Anywho, all of them can pass. But now they actually go to Sasuke, and you know, Sasuke actually decides to believe them, and you know, they actually work together. Naruto says that he will be, you know, the distraction, well, you know, the one to distract Kakashi, while them two will be trying to take the bells in the end. And you know, if they have to fight, they will have to fight anyway. Of course, they're both prodigies, while Naruto is a hard worker. So it was kind of an unfair, you know, matchup. Well, not matchup, but you know, Naruto was like weaker than them from the very beginning. But of course, now Naruto is much stronger than him because of all the training he's gone through with his mother and father. And he, of course, Naruto comes out of nowhere with two katanas in his hands. And of course, this is something Naruto has been training with Akame. Akame has told him that one katana is good, but if you can even train with two katanas and, you know, be able to use both of them at the same time, is really good. And Naruto, you know, anywho, of course, Kakashi was able to stop one of Naruto's swords, and you know, he just smiled at Naruto. And Naruto said, "God damn it!" And of course, he tried to back up, but then Kakashi did a fireball jutsu, which Naruto had to block with one of his katanas, and basically that katana actually broke. And Naruto realized that maybe he'll just have to fight with his real one, and basically Naruto just threw the other one away. And of course, since that was a set of two, Naruto actually opened the scroll with actually summoning the katana that he usually that, you know, Akame bought him all those years back. And you know, now that Naruto, of course, is using his real katana, he's not gonna have any mercy, and so he actually goes ahead and, you know, attacks Kakashi, and Kakashi actually gets out, you know, the small sword that he used to have as a, you know, Anbu. Of course, he still had it. He doesn't use it, you know, you know, for everything. He only had it because he knows that Naruto, you know, is a samurai basically. But anyway, of course, he was able to keep up with Naruto, but then Naruto actually used, you know, wind release, and he added wind release to his sword, and he actually started fighting properly. Of course, now Naruto was way too fast for Kakashi to even keep up, so he had to, you know, get out his Sharingan. And now is where two fireball jutsus came out of nowhere from both each side of Kakashi, and Kakashi was like, wow. And of course, both Saki and you know, Sasuke came in, and they did a fireball jutsu, and and Kakashi had to jump up. But of course, Naruto wasn't going to allow Kakashi to get off, you know, get off that easily, and so he actually, you know, you know, use body flicker to actually come in front of him, and Naruto actually activated, you know, one of his techniques that he's been, you know, developing on his own, and he added lightning release to all of his body. And basically Kakashi is like, wait, what is this? And basically, you know, as Naruto does this, you know, he actually roundhouse kicks Kakashi on the face, and you know, Kakashi goes, you know, goes flying, and basically both Saki and Sasuke take the two bells. And you know, Naruto that just says, you've lost, Kakashi, you've lost Kakashi Sensei. And you know, Kakashi says, yep, guess I have. And of course, Kakashi wasn't even trying. In fact, Kakashi could have destroyed all of them easily. Naruto would have been a bit of a pest, because, you know, Naruto is pretty strong. But anywho, now, after this, you know, Team 7 passed, and now they actually, you know, begin their mission the next day. Of course, Naruto celebrated with his, you know, with Kakashi and, you know, Akame. They actually went to get some ramen together, since, you know, they just, you know, Naruto passed, and Naruto actually did way better than what Kakashi was expecting him to do. He wasn't really expecting Naruto to be that strong. Anywho, of course, Naruto did explain that this is something that he's been training with Akame, not only by himself. Kakashi didn't know this because, you know, Kakashi was on missions. But anywho, of course, Akame was really happy for Naruto. And anywho, now Naruto, you know, Akame, as a gift, got Naruto a few new clothes. She got him, you know, dark clothes, not orange clothes. Naruto doesn't use the normal orange anymore. He has a bit of a, you know, his Naruto the Last, you know, style. But anywho, of course, now, anywho, of course, the next day, Team 7 begins their missions, and you know, they do pretty well in the first one. Naruto doesn't really do much because he doesn't really care, but then he actually goes off on his own to actually go train on his own. Here, Akame actually finished everything, she taught everything to Naruto, and she can't really teach him anything else. And Naruto, of course, needs to learn new things. For example, he wants to learn, more techniques with the wind release, and also he wants to improve on his fire release. Yes, Naruto has fire release and water release, but he pretty much has all the releases except for Earth right now. But anywho, now Naruto, of course, who's training on his own, he's been training on his own for a few hours, and basically, Saki, who has watched Naruto train for these few hours. Yes, Saki is kind of a stalker here, but anywho, of course, she's seen Naruto train, and she's been actually admiring Naruto's perseverance, and basically every time Naruto trains, she's really impressed, and now she actually got motivation to train on her own as well, not only just watching Naruto. But anywho, now Saki was noticed by Naruto, and Naruto asked if she wanted to train with him, and Saki says no, it's fine. She was just watching, and Naruto then says just come, I can teach you a few things. And Naruto actually began Saki's training, and she actually was pretty good. Naruto wasn't as good as her in fire release, but of course he was going to get good at it, since now Saki's helping helping him out a bit. But anywho, now Naruto and Saki have been training. Anywho, of course, they both helped each other out in training, and Naruto and Saki, of course, it's been a month, and Saki actually got better in her wind release. Naruto has taught her how to use wind release on her, kunais and weapons, and also he's taught her how to walk on water and walk on trees. Anywho, of course, Saki taught him the fireball jutsu and a few other fire techniques, and Naruto came up with a few that he wanted to do, and he saw them on scrolls. He read them on scrolls, not he saw them. But anywho, now after this, Team 7 was getting bored of their D-ranked missions, and they wanted a high rank mission. Of course, Kakashi knew that Naruto was definitely ready, and he didn't know about the two other Uchihas, but of course, they haven't shown anything. They didn't even use the Sharingan during their battle. So, Kakashi then just says, well, I guess they could do it. Because Naruto was pretty much, more than capable enough to do B-rank missions on his own. Well, not on his own, but with a proper team. But anyway, of course, he's already tuning level, so they actually go off together. And of course, Tarzan, well, not go off together, but of course, Tarzan walks in, and Tarzan makes the joke about Saki this time. Naruto says, I don't think you should be making fun of the people who will be helping you. And of course, Tarzan then just shut up, because he saw Naruto glaring at him in a pretty mad way. Anyways, of course, Team 7 actually gets ready for the next day, and that's where I'm gonna end off. I hope you'll enjoy it. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weaves there, and don't forget to subscribe to Retreat, Miniman on the Tree, and on my second channel, the King of Noobs. A big stream is gonna come out on the Black Friday, the 27th, and now after the and don't forget to follow Shoker on Instagram, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and join the Discord server, link in the description below. Anywho, peace. My darkness, you're dismissed.